Oh man, hey, what's up? Jesse Swear here with the tip of the day. In my travels, I get a lot of questions. How can I prevent knee surgery as I age? I'm going to tell you, the number one thing that you can work on as you age to prevent knee surgery is your posture. So it doesn't matter if you're that Uber driver and you're driving and trying to get that food to that place as fast as possible to get that tip. Or if you're like me, where you're in the car day in and day out, or you're an executive that starts at 4 o'clock and ends their night at 11. The problem is when you wake up and you start your day, you got good spinal flexion. You start at your computer and you're nice and upright. But the time goes by, each hour, each week, each month, each year, what happens being at that desk, being in that car, being that executive, being Dave the mortgage guy, is that back starts rolling and it goes forward, farther through that day. And by the end of the day, you're like this. You're using the desk to hold yourself up. You got these nice little cushions for your keyboards, for your wrists, and then you get home and you're like, honey, and my neck hurts and I need a massage. That's not the issue. The issue is you're not getting your butt out of this seat and your posture continues to get that forward flexion. So what can you do? Well, first you need to understand what's occurring. Forward flexion means while you're in this seat, that neck, it continues to go forward and forward. And as it goes forward, so does your back. And the problem with that is those traps become rigid and tight. And they're so busy trying to hold your head up, which they're not meant to do. They're meant to hold the glenohumeral joint, the rotator cuff, in place so that you're not having that issue. It's meant to bring back the scapula and hold them in place. So as that neck keeps going forward and those traps get tighter, guess what else happens? Concave the chest. If you concave the chest, you can't breathe, you can't swallow. The back becomes inflexible. You get more rigid. All of a sudden, you're getting that buffalo hump at the neck, cervical, or the Dowauer syndrome, where the cervical is breaking down and you're getting arthritic degeneration. Lower lumbar starts degenerating. You start getting arthritis. Hips, man, you can't even move your hips anymore. And Shakira don't lie, and neither does Jesse. But those hips become tight, and then what happens is those hamstrings and those glutes. You're like, why don't I have hamstrings? Why don't I have glutes? It's not because you're not an athlete anymore. It's because you're sitting. Get out of that seat. Because if you don't, what occurs is you hit those 40s, you hit those 50s, you hit those 60s, and you're in this seat for that long a period of time, and you look like this. In your 40s, and then in your 50s, and then in your 60s, you're looking like this, walking around. You look like a creepy old man, and you're putting pressure on those quads, because those quads are now doing the work to keep you upright. The traps doing the work to keep your neck in place. So now your rotator's going, but more importantly, as you're bent over and all that weight's going forward, guess what takes the blunt of the force? I'm not talking Star Wars. I'm talking the knees. That's right. And I'm not Darth Vader, and I'm not a Jedi. I'm your trainer with the tip of the day. So move, take the pressure off the knees. Each minute, every hour, weekly, monthly, yearly, you need to move.